Good morning. Happy Monday. I was a prolific reader last week, so I have lots of books to talk about. And I'm going to start with Neverworld Wake. It is a sci-fi book about a group of friends who used to go to boarding school together, and a year ago, one of them died. So they really haven't been friends in the last year. The one who was dating the dead person really sort of detached themselves from the group, but there's an invitation to go visit, and they're like, okay, well, maybe I can find out more about what happened. I really am kind of curious. But on the ride home from their outing, something terrible happens, and they find themselves stuck in what's called a Neverworld wake. So it's not an ocean crashing wake kind of thing. It's that they get to relive every day, like Groundhog Day style. And so they're trying to figure out what they did right, what they did wrong. There's this guy who comes along and says that the way to end this wake is to vote amongst themselves with a consensus about who gets to wake up. Can you imagine? You're like, okay, me and 6 of my friends, only one of us gets to live through this. Let's vote. It's as good as you think it would be. I really did enjoy it. There was some campaigning. There was some mystery. There was a resolution about who got killed and how. Really, really enjoyed this. So the next series I read was How to Hang a Witch and Haunting of the Deep. I checked out Haunting the Deep because it had some Titanic stuff going on. I was like, oh, that looks really good. What I didn't know at the time is that it was book 2 of this book. So this is a book about a group of high schoolers in Salem, Massachusetts. You know where that's going, right? Witch trials, Salem, Descendants. It was really good. It is in horror, but it wasn't scary creepy, which is handy because I don't do scary creepy really. This one was about the same group from high school and the Titanic. I really, really enjoyed both of them, and I'm going to read everything else this person wrote. I liked them that much. So I did finish this book this weekend, but to be fair, I started it months ago. I read it in one sitting, and I got about halfway through, and then I finished it this weekend in one sitting. But the reason it took me so long is because there are pages that are written in blue. And my aging eyes struggled with the blue writing. So I had to find some sunshine to get to the end of it. So interesting to me, though, how Google started, where Google came from, these 2 guys who came up with it. And it also talks about where Google's going, self-driving cars, flying cars. It was really fascinating to me. So if you're interested about how giant Google started as a tiny baby infant, this is the book for you. Romance. If you're a big romance fan, this one is great. Sometimes I classify romance as light and fluffy, and while you could think about this as sort of on the fluffier end, what I loved about it is that it wasn't so fluffy, and it wasn't so heavy. So there wasn't, let's just say there's no one gets knifed, right? There's no armed robbery. None of those things happen, but neither is it, oh, he's so cute, will he hold my hand kind of craziness. These are real kids in high school who happen to be in a play, Romeo and Juliet. So there's a lot of Shakespeare in it, but it's really good. This girl believes that everyone she dates goes on to find their true love, but not her. It's the next person. So this is how she feels about herself. She's sort of the stepping stone for the next one. You can imagine how demoralizing that might be. But it turns out, of course, because it's in romance, turns out very well, and I really enjoyed it. The last book I read this week, I rated this one 5 stars. I don't do that very often, but this book was amazing. Odd One Out is also in romance. It is about a friendship triangle, which becomes a sort of complicated love triangle between Courtney, Ray, and Jupiter. And it's not just about do I have feelings, do they have feelings? It's about the complicatedness of knowing who you are and how that ties in with your sexuality. And I really, really enjoyed it. I also would recommend the dictionary that we just got, the LGBT dictionary. because there's a lot of words in here that I would not have known if Miss Wheatley hadn't read that thing aloud to me while she was cataloging it a week ago. So good, and it was so powerful. And I just appreciated the way she wrote. It's told in each one of their perspectives, but in a linear timeline. So one of them starts, the next one picks up the story, and the last one finishes it. So I could not recommend this book strongly enough for anyone who likes romance, or anyone who's ever had questions, or anyone who just wants to read a good story. So if you guys want any of these, hit me up with Schoology message. Come by and check them out. They're going on the shelf as soon as I'm done talking about them. Thanks, guys.